In this edition of our Oracle Transportation Management Explorer Learning Path, we'll learn about status settings and values that are used in order releases as part of the life cycle of creating and planning shipments. Transportation management uses the statuses throughout the application. In order releases, statuses are used to indicate the current value for many attributes and can also be used to raise integrated process events. For our demonstration, we'll view order release statuses and discuss how they are used when planning and processing orders for shipment planning purposes. To begin, let's navigate over into our application. We'll take a look at some statuses by going into some order releases. So to find some orders, I'll go into the order management section, then order release, then finally order release function. Here, I'll do a general search just to bring up a general range of order releases. So from our summary screen, this is just a list of all order releases that I currently have access to based off of my security, and they're listed in a summary form. So we see the order release ID. We also see date information, statuses. So for example, on the summary, you can reveal or configure certain columns to show certain values. In our configuration, we've included a status column at the summary level, and this is a way to quickly assess what is the status of the order as it relates to planning. So in this case, you can see based off of a range, some of these have statuses which indicate that the planning has been finalized, whereas others, planning is new. So the difference between those, planning new would indicate that the order release has not yet been exposed to the optimization engine, whereas planning executed final represents that the order has been exposed, has gone through optimization, and has been successfully linked to a shipment. To see more details, we can actually go into an order. So we'll choose our second order here in the summary. And once we're within the order, we can actually view multiple status types by going into the status button on the main tab. So by clicking on the button, it opens up a new window with the details. So within each of the objects, such as an order release, OTM includes multiple status types. A status type represents a family of status values that can be cycled through, whereas the status value represents what is the current value assigned to that status type. So for example, if we look at the same status we saw on the summary screen of planning, this order release currently has a status of planning new. Once it has gone through the optimization process, again, that status will be automatically updated by the system and will reflect planned final if it successfully is planned. Otherwise, if it fails, it could have a status value of planning planned failed or unassigned. You'll note a few of the other statuses as well. For example, there is a status that monitors for any changes that have been made to the release. So the status type of order modified currently has a status value of no modification. However, if we were to make a change manually, or if the system automated a change, then the system would track that by updating the status to order modified. So these statuses can be used not only to track or assess the current life cycle, but we can also use these to drive functionality. So for example, if the order becomes modified and it updates the status, in turn, we could use an automation agent to automatically either send communications or notifications to users or systems, or it could automatically drive a process like kicking off a report or another function. So your statuses will interact with other objects by not only updating the statuses, but by reacting to them as well. Another way statuses can be used is maybe for searching. So if I go back to our search screen, we'll go into a new query. If I wanted to isolate or look for certain order releases based off of a status, we can do that. If I click on the search screen and then go to the status tab, you can then specify one or multiple combinations of statuses. So for example, if I wanted to look for any order releases that currently have failed planning, then I could go in and look for planned failed. Then when I search, the system will isolate and bring back only those order releases which have failed planning. In that case, we could then go in and research the orders and then find out what we need to do in order to replan them into successful shipments. So let's go back to our main topic page. To summarize, using order release statuses, you can quickly assess current values of the order release and also use the status values to drive communication and process events. I hope you enjoyed the demo, and thanks for watching.